Hey folks, Brad and Eddie out here again in the mountains of Vermont on another adventure. Behind us is a river that about 100 years ago was dammed to make electricity, and because of that the water level is much higher than it was 100 years ago. There are no bridges for about a 9-mile stretch here, and on the other side about 15,000 acres of national forest that is inaccessible without a boat. Somewhere on the side of the mountain is a community that 100 years ago was displaced because of the power company. All of the homes were abandoned, and somewhere out there there's a cemetery that we're hoping to find today. Because of the difficulty of getting there, I can't imagine it's taken care of. We're just going to go see what we can see. There's not a whole lot of information about it that we've been able to find. So we're going to make our way down this trail. The water's right there. We're going to put it in our kayaks and try to find this place. Something I just noticed as I was floating along here. You can see this line. They recently pulled a bunch of water out here to make electricity, and that's where the water level was, and that's pollen. Makes this perfect line across the shore. Crazy. Telling Eddie that I felt like something bumped the bottom of my boat. He said that he felt the same thing earlier. Do you think that they're an aquatic Bigfoot? Snorkel? Gills?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, if the land ones can teleport, why not?
That's true. All right, well, you can probably see the river through the trees behind us there. We saw a pair of stone walls that looked a whole lot like a road. Turns out it is a road. We stashed our kayaks alongside the river, and we're gonna start hiking up through. I'm hoping that this road is gonna go straight to the cemetery. We have no idea. Hopefully we won't have to do some bushwhacking, but if that's what it comes down to. That's what we're gonna have to do.
I'm down for a little bushwhacking.
I'm optimistic though that this is gonna go straight towards the cemetery. We'll see. Let's keep going. Do you hear that?
I do.
Come on, man. Let's get out of here. It's real squatchy in here. It's knocking. Kind of got like a shave and a haircut type rhythm to it.
Knock back.
Should we knock back?
Not a threat.
Do you know Morse code? Do Sasquatch know Morse code? Probably their own thing.
It's a varied form of Morse code that they use when they're knocking.
Squatch code?
Yes.
That's a woodpecker. Distinctly different from the Sasquatch knocks.
Yeah, obviously.
Good thing we're walking in the other direction now, right? So we've been walking for, what do you think, 20 minutes?
Sure. Sounds about right.
And we just hit some power lines here. And man, I think we're gonna have an awesome view. Almost every power line crossing I've ever come across, there's always berry bushes. There's a berry bush, doesn't have berries on it yet. And I'm always a little weary of bears. They love berries. Man, look at that. Check this out. Nice.
That's a view and a half.
It's the other side of the lake. Beautiful. There's gonna be berries here. Seems like everywhere there's a clearing like this, there'll be berry bushes, blackberries or black raspberries. Beautiful. All right. I'll have to check the map, but I think we're maybe halfway there. Let's keep going. So the amount of stone walls is increasing as we get closer to the cemetery. There was clearly a little community surrounding this place. And we just noticed, well, I think is an oil barrel. We see these in the woods a lot. I think that it was from logging, but it's stuffed down a well.
You can actually see the water if you just look right. You can kind of see it refracting in the light.
There's a spider web right there. Yeah, there's water down there. Pretty deep too.
Yeah.
Probably 15 feet to the water, and then who knows how far it is below that. Yeah, there's a big cellar right here. But unfortunately there are more barrels just kind of strewn about. Unfortunately, a lot of times when you see these old basements in the woods, they're just filled full of garbage from probably the early 1900s. They thought that would be a good place to make into a dump. It's too bad. All right, it's pretty interesting. Let's see what else we can find on this road. So we're walking along the road, and I just noticed off the side here, we've got a couple of rocks and a log, but if you notice, there's a rock sitting on top of a log. How do you suspect that happens?
I think it was either a Sasquatch or it was clearly like, the Gorn from Star Trek.
The Gorn?
You've never seen the Gorn, man?
No, I've never seen the Gorn.
He's like throws it at Captain Kirk. I mean, how else did it get
that's
there?
a big rock.
Yeah, it's crazy. It almost looks like it was thrown. Look at, like, maybe it knocked down the tree. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Look how, like, it's all disturbed right there.
That's weird. All right. Let's keep going. Still walking along this road, and we just found a structure that looks a whole lot like the doorway from our little, mysterious megastructure video from a few years ago.
Yeah,
look at that.
It's a little smaller.
Whoa, what is going on in there? There's like a...
Whoa, what the? There's like an iron cage of some sort.
Oh, those are shelves. Oh, well.
Oh, they look like bunk beds.
Oh, yeah, they are bunk beds.
They are bunk beds.
I mean, it's clearly trashed, unfortunately, like the other one. I mean, there's what's clearly old garbage mixed with some more modern stuff, like that tarp that's right there in the box spring. I think those beds are old, though. Let's see what that glass is over there on the other side. I'm going to jump down in here against my better judgment with my thin-soled shoes here. What we got for bottles? Looks like a liquor bottle. Fruits. Yeah, these have plastic caps, so not very old. Fortunately. Just some garbage. Bummer. This barrel actually has a spigot on there. These beds look like they're pretty well made. They're like super rugged. Wonder why there's so many of them in what would have been a fairly small building.
I don't know, man. There's 4 of them. That's like
8 people. Interesting. All right, onward. So we found this little stone wall and we're sitting here taking a break on the way. And Eddie says he's got a little what? Rumbly in your tumbly?
I got a little rumbly in my tumbly, that's correct. I didn't pack any snacks, but I did some digging in my bag and I found this little oat bar.
And
scrumptious.
Is it a best buy or is it an expiration date? Because there's a difference.
It's a Best Buy.
Okay, that's not as bad.
Yeah.
So today is middle of July 2019, and that date is?
April 30th, 2017.
And you're going to eat that?
I mean, I don't see why not. It's not like, I mean, what really goes bad? It's just oats. It's, it's like cereal.
How's it smell?
It smells chocolatey. Take a whiff. No, really, it's just...
Right? It does smell chocolatey.
It's just chocolatey.
Now you know. What is the brand? Belvita?
Belvita.
Now we know Belvita chocolate snacks are good at least 2 years beyond their expiration date. Best Buy date.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Alright, well we just found it. And for being in absolutely nowhere, it seems to be taken care of to some extent.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like...
No,
I mean, the other cemeteries we found, man, they're in shabby condition.
This is beautiful. There's even a gate, which looks like the posts were original. Obviously the wood would be gone. I mean, obviously nobody's dragging a lawnmower out here, but there's no saplings or anything, and somebody brought an American flag out here.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best to not show any of the names, just to protect the place and the sellers that are out here in National Forest, which should not be metal detected. And it's very easy to type these names in online and find where this place might be. So let's look at some of the epitaphs and the dates. Let's see what this big one might be over here. So this large stone here is just covered with names. It seems to be an entire family. 1, 2, 3, 4 people, all with the same last name. Beautiful. There are several very short ones as well, which are very hard to see, but there's a few under this apple tree. This one died April 23, 1844.
Blow soft, ye winds, ye wintry snows, fly lightly over this tomb, nor break our sister's calm repose, till nature's general doom. Then, when the useful trump fall ruin, many from their dark abode, her spotless soul with hymns of praise shall fly to meet her God.
This person died at 1850 at the age of 27, and his inscription says,
Weep not, companion, I am happy, far above thy world of pain. Think not I am dead, but sleeping, and I live in heaven again.
This one struck me because it has a metal sheet here with the inscription, and the death date is 1967, which is much later than when this place would have been made inaccessible, easily accessible. And the inscription is beautiful.
He knew and loved these mountains, valleys, and streams. His spirit shall forever dwell this beloved wilderness.
So he was born 1881. I wonder if this was his childhood home. And then he was displaced after the river was brought up. Alright folks, well, this is just an absolutely incredible place. Despite the incredible difficulty of actually getting here, people still visit these stones, and there's still some connection to this place that sits now in the middle of National Forest.
Very well taken care of. Everything's very, very
Clean.
easy to read, clean.
We've found stones in the middle of the woods in the past, and they're just covered in moss.
Yeah, you can't even read them.
These are clearly still cleaned, which is incredible. There's some flags and some flowers. It's kind of sad too, thinking that this was a family cemetery and there were homes along this road, and you know, for the sake of electricity, the changing of the times, these people were displaced and their homes had to have been abandoned.
Yeah, they have a beautiful place to remember each other.
It's quiet. Alright folks, thanks again for watching. Hopefully we'll see you next week for another new video.
So long.